Hello everyone, welcome back to the Stretford Paddock for our watch along of the game against Leeds United, joined by Casey, Adam and Damien. Just a little video before I'm going to go through the team news. The team is out now, just to give it a run through. Romero in goals, Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Lindelof, Rojo, Pogba, McTominay, James, Mata, Greenwood and Rashford up front. A lot of changes, lads. What are we thinking?
Well, if you look who's not even in the substitutes, Lukaku and De Gea are missing.
Yeah.
De Gea is missing out because of an illness, but Lukaku, there's rumours around that he could be leaving, and he is in the stadium today. There were pictures of him arriving. So that's one thing to point out. But I'm excited to see Greenwood get his first start. First start this pre-season. What about you boys?
Yeah, I think that right side's really interesting because you got Wan-Bissaka, obviously, brand new addition. I want to see him as much as I can, really, see how he settles in. But the link up with Greenwood is going to be key to today's game, I think, because I thought Greenwood was really, really good. Yeah. He was really impressive. Uses both feet. He can be an asset. He could be this right winger that we're crying out for. So I'm really interested about that, right?
I mean, it's a good starting lineup, obviously, because of the three at the front. We have James, Rashford, Greenwood, and then probably Pogba as well. We could add into that. It's like that gives a lot of avenues for passing, and obviously, like Daniel James, I thought in the last game was crying out for someone to get on the end of some crosses. Martial's movement's not as good off the ball as I would say Rashford and Greenwood is. So I'm interested to see how Daniel James and them two up front link up, like with Greenwood and Rashford.
You lads mentioned Greenwood as well. It's interesting to see Ollie's comments before the game as well. When he was asked about Greenwood, he said next season he's going to score goals, both foot 100%. He's going to, given an indication that he is going to be quite a big game player next season. There's been obviously a lot of talk. Do we need a right winger? Bruno Fernandes, obviously, he's a guy who can play that right wing role as well. Has been talked about. Jadon Sancho a little bit, although that's been kind of qualmed a bit this summer. I think Daniel James coming, people are starting to maybe think that maybe he is. I thought maybe you can agree as well. I thought he'd be kind of bred into the squad quite slowly, but it's looking the amount he's featuring in pre-season. He's going to probably lead that right wing position, and Mason probably play back up. I mean, I'm buzzing to see him play next season because there was so much hype and we were crying out for so long. At the end of last season, obviously he got his chance in the Cardiff game and probably was the only positive to take. But I mean, would you lads like to see him go out on loan, something like that, or not even go out on loan? But would you like to see him maybe let in the cup competitions first, or kind of thrown in the Premier League in the deep end quite quickly?
I mean, the sort of attacker that Ollie was talking about going forward is a sort of right-sided, maybe up-front striker. So Greenwood fits both areas quite well. He can play in the number 9 or the second striker, and he can play on the right wing. So if Lukaku was to leave, or even if he doesn't at the point, that's the sort of player we're looking for. Why not give Greenwood the chance? And from all his comments, it seems like that's what he wants to do. I mean, if there's no point going out and spending 90 million on a right-sided player, especially if they want to go for Sancho next season, because I think like the idea is that if we get in the Champions League, he might come to United. So the thing is, if we play Greenwood this year, it saves us money, and then it also, if it doesn't particularly work out in both positions, it gives chance for next season.
Yeah, definitely. I think that Greenwood, like you mentioned, Sancho as well. I just think Sancho's bridge too far for United at this moment in time. I don't think with Champions League, I don't think you're going to get him at all. It would have been tough to get him with Champions League, but you got Greenwood right there. Like this is someone that is ready to go. He's like chomping at the bit. You got Rashford who's setting him challenges. Solskjaer, the goals comment, that wasn't just a pass-by comment. That was a challenge to set to him. He's putting out there that this kid is the real deal, and he wants him to have like how Rashford came in against Midtjylland, where there was no pressure on him whatsoever. No. But now Ollie's trying to set challenges for all these young players. So hopefully we get to see him in the start of the next season. Yeah.
Well, we haven't had I was just going to say, we haven't had a pure right winger since Wilfried Zaha left the club. And so it'd be really interesting.
Wilfried Zaha at this stage.
Exactly.
He played like a handful of games.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we stuck him up front at the
we didn't know how to properly utilize him.
Right,
but that shows how far we have come. Like, we haven't had anybody on that side. So if you're able to see Greenwood implemented on that right side during the season, that'd be great. Daniel James, Ollie did say that he's going to try to see how he can do on the right side. He can play in the middle as well. So to have options with James and Greenwood on the right, really interesting. And obviously, if we're trying to find the positives out of the Europa League, that would be the perfect time, I think, to really see what Greenwood could bring to the squad. Maybe not in the Prem. We'll see what happens there. But I don't want to see him loaned out. I want to see how he can do Europa League, give him the occasional start in the league, and then it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of squad Ollie uses in the cup games.
was going to say another, just going on your comment on the cup games as well. I think it's going to be interesting this year because if you remember when Josie was in the Europa League, he kind of threw all his eggs in the basket. It was kind of strong teams every week. But another inclusion I was going to say into the squad today, Eric Bailly back again today after a long spell of injuries.
Yeah.
You know, on the sidelines. Kind of relevant with all this talk about Harry Maguire, I think, as well. Looks set to either go. I mean, we're somehow the front runners to get him now for 80 million. Well, maybe 80 million for Harry Maguire. It's kind of weird to see, like, Eric Bailly, obviously, he splits opinions, doesn't he? We were talking before we came on camera. You know, Casey said you as well, his first few games, he was this man of the match centre-back that we were kind of craving for, and it hasn't quite worked out as well as it's hoped, be it injuries or a few inconsistent performances. Is it maybe 80 million, getting an 80 million centre-back like Harry Maguire, essential spending that much money when you've got get Eric Bailly playing devil's advocate? Could he do a job when he's fit and, you know, consistent running games?
I mean, I'm going to say I hope Eric Bailly does well. I mean, as we were discussing before, he's the name on the back of the shirt. I'm wearing it. I'm not going to turn around and show it, but yeah, you can just take my word for it. And the sort of thing is that I think you need to bring in someone like Harry Maguire because I feel like the confidence on the ball and the passing ability is something that's necessary, especially when you're playing these teams who have nothing to lose. They'll throw people up, they'll press you, and they'll make sure you try and make mistakes. That United don't have, or haven't had for a few years, that fear factor which kind of scares those teams back into not pushing too far forward. And maybe Ollie will implement it this year, but we still need someone who has a confidence playing out. Bailey or Bailly, whichever one we're going to go for is, I'll go with Bailly. I feel like if you want to play free at the back, he's an option that he would be easily that third centre back because he offers something different to Lindelof and he offers something different to if we brought in Harry Maguire or a ball player. And I feel like against other teams, he's probably the most athletic and he's the most hard challenging. Like when those first few games he had, people were scared to go against him because he didn't care. He'd throw himself into tackles. He'd launch himself and he'd throw himself into tackles. And I feel like the problem is that he's sort of had to do a lot more, and he's had to go for tackles that he's not confident he's going to win. Like, I feel like when he was throwing himself in those first couple of games, it was like a 70-30 chance it was going to be a foul. Now he's going in for 50-50s, and he got sent off. I mean, like, it's a sort of thing that if you strengthen the team, he doesn't have to be as risky with his tackles, and I feel like that will be better for him, and it'll improve him as a player.
What are we saying for predictions anyway? This is a bit of a tough one to call because we were saying before the Perth Glory game, a lot of people were expecting a 6-0 I saw online. I didn't think that was likely, but you know, a bit tougher opposition today. I don't think Leeds will go down as easily. They were probably the best team in the Championship for large parts of last season. But what are we saying? I'm going to go personally. I'm going to say 3-1 United today. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. Given the fact that we're rotating players new back in the team, I'm saying 3-1. What are you lads saying?
So what you say first. I'm going to say 2-1 because I just think that pre-season is mainly about fitness, and if we see a good performance from the boys, then that's all I want to see, really.
Yeah, I'm saying 3-1. I'm not expecting a clean sheet, but a couple goals in the first half. That starting lineup is very strong. And I want to see Greenwood on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, that'd be good to see.
I think I'll go 2-1 as well. I think first half might have a bit of problems with Leeds. They play a very interesting possession style of football, but I feel like if we work that out second half, we might be able to get in front of them. So I'm going to say 2-1 as well.
Right, lads, we're going to wrap this up now. Make sure to get your predictions in the comments below. We've all given ours. We're going to go live at about 11:45 for the actual watch-along game. We're going to do about 2 hours of that, the whole game, and then we're going to do a review after the game. So make sure you stick around for that. And we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
See you guys.
See you then. Yeah.